Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a reading for August. We are looking at the month ahead, August of 2026. Capricorn, how you doing? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you so much. We've got this deck here that we're going to use. We're going to go beginning, middle, and the end of the month, and then we are going to throw some tarot at it and see what happens. Can you hear the thunder in the background? I don't have the windows open because it's ridiculously hot. It's like still almost 90 degrees even here in the evening, and so I don't have the windows open, but I love reading when it's raining. Gives me a little extra energy. Happy full moon in Aquarius, my friend. Let's find out what's going on for you. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, Venus and Jupiter could be something here for you. The beginning of the month, we've got co-create with spirit, card number 17. It feels like there is it's like you trusting your path a little more, trusting the universe a little bit more. We've got card number 17. And card number 17 in the tarot, 17 is the star. It feels like you are in manifestation mode in August. It also feels like you are relying on spirit. So I feel like you are starting to, a lot of people say, oh yeah, universe, spirit, all of that, but they don't really believe that the universe is going to bring them what they want. I feel like you really are in that energy in the month of August. We've got the middle of the month says, think on your feet. So something's coming at you. It feels like, the fox spirit, right? Fox move quickly. Always their head is on a swivel. They always got to watch around them because they're not very big animals, right? And they've got to be agile and move quickly. We've got card number 27, which is a 9. Think on your feet. It almost feels as though there might be a cycle closing for you in the middle of the month, and you might have to think on your feet. I don't think this means you need to panic. I just think it means that you need to be aware. Very aware, head on a swivel, third eye open. It feels like there is going to be a cycle coming close to an end because 27 is a 9 and cycles are usually by 10s. Let's find out what else is going on here closer to the end of the month. We've got be here and now. So be present, very present at the end of the month. I feel that you are, we've got 3 7s here. So 3 and 4 is 7. We've got 27. There's a 7 there. And 17, there's a 7 there. I really feel like this is going to be a month of a turning point, or you feeling really lucky, or things are going in your way. That's what it feels like here, because I feel like it's almost like it says think on your feet. It feels like things are coming at you really quickly, but it almost feels like they're coming at you for a reason. For instance, when you're moving, you're leaving your home and going to another, all of those little things need to be taken care of at the end of, the cleaning and the signing of the documents. And it feels like that. Everything sort of bottlenecks in the middle of the month. Bottom of the deck, we have lay a solid foundation. So it does feel like you're feeling very industrious and present at the end of August here. Let's talk about what is going to go on with the tarot. Let's get a little bit more clarity here. Tell me about Capricorn in the month of August 2026, please. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the 4 of Cups, co-create with spirit. It almost feels like you're going to have to go outside your comfort zone just a little bit, I think. Co-create with spirit means that possibly you're going to have to lean on your spiritualism, your spirituality, what you do know, even though you can't see it, what you can feel is what it feels like here. It feels as though it feels like when you co-create with spirit here, it feels like you actually want to come out of a comfort zone, or possibly you're ready to reject anything that doesn't fall in line with whatever path you're on. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Think on your feet. It does feel like here you've been holding back from doing something, and it's almost like you get the go-ahead or the green flag. It's like, no, we can't have it. No, we can't afford it. No, we can't. Boom, it's there. Now I can afford it. Now I can do it. All of a sudden it's in the price range. It feels like the bottleneck that happens. Thinking on your feet. It's something that you're not expecting to be available in the middle of the month, but it is going to create change, I feel. It does feel like there is a holding back, or holding on tightly to something, and then all of a sudden something lets go. It feels like a dam breaks or something like that and allows the flow. We do have the 5 of Pentacles. It says be here and now. It does feel like somebody here is maybe feeling in a little bit of lack, maybe a little bit exhausted, feeling like maybe you're low on resources. We'll talk about that. It feels like the universe is saying, though, card number 34 is a 7, and for me, 7s are about heaven and the universe looking in on you. I would say that being very focused on what it is that you have rather than what you feel like you don't have is probably key in this energy here. Let's talk about the beginning of the month. Let's clarify just a little bit. We've got the 4 of Wands. So we've got 4s here. They usually are about stability. When we are talking about the 4 of Cups, though, it can be a little bit of stagnancy if you stay in one place too long. But it also can be the rejecting of ideas or the rejecting of some sort of feeling. We do have the 4 of Wands here. We could be talking about you having to go outside of your comfort zone in order to be able to create more stability, do something you haven't done before. And when we say stability, it's not always about money. It could be stable emotions. Like if you stay by yourself in your home and you are at home too much, then you want to go out less and less. It feels like somebody is trying to slip outside the comfort zone and do something exciting or creative. The Ace of Wands being here, and the 4 and the 1, the 4 Wands and the Ace of Wands here tells me 5 of Wands. It tells me that you're not really sure that you want to do it. There is some hesitation or an inward battle that you're going through. It does feel like a bit of reserved energy, like I'm not really sure if I want to get involved in all of that. I think that this co-create with spirit is saying, look, the star is here. This will be very healing for you. A lot of people think that they can just if they don't like what's going on outside them, they can just cut everybody off and stay home forever. It's not healthy to do that. It's not physically healthy. It's not mentally healthy. And I feel like you're realizing that it's time for you to maybe give a little. I'm not saying go out, outside your comfort zone and do bungee jumping. I'm saying like stick your nose outside, sit on the porch first, maybe invite over a neighbor. It's slow little steps, little concrete steps, I would say, that bring you into this star energy. Excuse me. And then we got the King of Wands. Look, we got a lot of fire showing up at the beginning of the month. So I feel like this 4 of Cups tells me maybe a little bit of stagnant energy. Maybe I'm sort of in a comfort zone here. I'm doing the same thing, work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep. But it feels like with all these wands showing up here, it feels like there's going to be some action. You doing stuff that might be a little bit outside your comfort zone, but knowing that the universe has got you, I'm going to say. And I feel like it's going to be really healing for you. That's the thing. The King of Wands, though, is the one that has wisdom, right? Like the kings have wisdom, and this particular one has the wisdom to know that even though I want what's over there and I know I can get what's over there, it doesn't mean I have to burn down everything between here and there to get it. This is a person who is reeling in their passions, reeling in their fire. They know they can have it. That's the wisdom. I can have it whenever I want it. I don't have to go there and get it right now. I feel like there is something that you want, which might bring us to what's going on in the middle of the month, because it does feel like there might be something here that you're trying to stabilize. It could be your finances. Maybe you're trying to save money. It feels like there's going to be a point at which you will have to think on your feet, which means something comes at you pretty quickly that you're going to have to get under control or stabilize. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Page of Pentacles. There's the message or the offer. And then we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, I feel Capricorn, like we got the King of Pentacles here. We're in a general reading, so this is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. I think that what's happening in the middle of the month here is I do believe that something here happens that I think you're going to like, honestly. I feel like this Page of Pentacles is saying that there is some sort of an opportunity or a message. And if it's a message, it's a handwritten message, or maybe something that you're learning about a contract or something you need to sign. It feels like, she's got a bunny in her hands, which tells me that something is about to escalate quickly. I'm going to say it feels like it is... It feels like it's going to grow. Something is going to grow. You could be getting messages from your intuition. We do have the High Priestess here, and it tells me one of a couple things. It could be that it was quiet for so long, and all of a sudden I got stable. All of a sudden it's been so quiet with my friends. I haven't really gone out anywhere or done anything, and all of a sudden an offer comes in, an opportunity to go out somewhere and do something, grow something. It could be something you're growing in the 3D, friendships, right? High Priestess is here. I feel like your intuition tells you it's time to grow, or it's time to take the opportunity, so it is time to grow. But I think that think on your feet is probably that. I feel like you get into this place where I know you're very intelligent, Capricorn, and you're very organized in the way you think. And it feels like here that you are just sort of keeping your head on a swivel. Is this really what I want? Is this going to grow too quickly? That's, I think, what the Five of Swords is. It feels as though you're like, okay, but it's not anything crazy, is it? That's what it feels like. An opportunity shows up and you're like, wait, but I need the details, because this isn't anything crazy, is it? It almost feels as though you've been maybe in this very stable emotional energy, stable pentacle energy, which could be time, effort, energy, money, or your health. And I don't think you want to rock that boat. So I feel like the High Priestess is probably trying to negotiate with the self, with the intuition, as to whether this is something I want to put any time, effort, or energy into it. Maybe just a little bit, because I think that this is going to grow. It feels like it's going to grow exponentially. Just going to say we've got 4, 5, and then we got 5, which is a 10. And sometimes negatives do turn into positives, right? We know that from math class, that you get enough negatives and it can turn into a positive. So it does feel like, although you're going to try and fight it, or you feel like, oh gosh, what is it going to cost me? Or you feel like, how much of my energy is this going to take? I feel like there is something here that intuitively you're going to say, you know what, this is probably what I've been saving my energy for, what I've been saving my money for. It feels like something really picks up in the middle of the month. And I think that with card 27, what you're close to the end of is probably a cycle of being homebound, being home, doing things by yourself, maybe even doing a lot of renovations. Feels like you're creating stuff, being very organized, saving money. And I feel like it's time for you to just stick your nose out the door a little bit in August. We've got the Three of Wands. We've got the Hierophant. And we've got the Death card. Interesting. Okay, so for me, when the majors show up, it's like everything else around that major is happening because of the major. So it feels like there is this futuristic energy, I'm going to say. It's like you're looking into the future and saying, okay, how do I get more stable? How do I get more secure? How do I build a more solid foundation, a more solid building? It's like you're moving really slow towards some sort of place where it almost feels like the Five of Pentacles is where you start. It's like you start with maybe not enough energy, not enough time, maybe you don't have a job at this point. Maybe this is something that you're negotiating. It feels like going into the future, it feels like the Hierophant tells me you go from the Five of Pentacles to being more stable, solid, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. It feels like there is, it's a very serious time at the end of the month, but it says be here and now. So I think you're very focused on yourself, your life, your pentacles, how quickly you want to move. The Death card is here and it's transforming everything around it. So it feels like your finances will be transformed, or whatever the Five of Pentacles represents to you. It feels like you're now thinking about maybe doing some travel, or maybe what can come up in the future if I really discipline, right? The Hierophant's about the discipline. If I really discipline my spending, if I really discipline, maybe I can go on a trip at the end of the year. It feels like somebody here is very focused on the here and now, which is really Hierophant energy when you look at it, right? It does feel like something here is transforming, and I think it's your stability or your ability to be very rooted somewhere, or be very committed to whatever it is that the Five of Pentacles is. Maybe you're recommitting to your health. Maybe you're recommitting to maybe spending a little bit more time with friends instead of being on the outside looking in. We've got the lay a solid foundation. I feel like really that's what's happening in August. It does feel like you begin in this place where it feels as though, oh, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, though. I don't really want to go to Susie's house. The Four of Wands is here, right? Okay, I guess I'll go to the celebration. It ends up being really exciting, I feel. We got 4, 5, 6 wands. It's celebratory. It feels like you get out of this dark place you were in. You get out into the sunlight. Maybe they want to go to the beach. I don't know what it is, but 17 tells me that you've been manifesting something. You just wanted someone to pursue you and ask you, do you want to go there? And I think this is what does happen to you in the month of August. So I think August is about to pick up. I think it's about to be a more open, happier time, and you might be a little bit busier than you than you thought you might be. All right, so we're going to look into the 3 cards that we're going to take into the extended. There's always an extended after my readings if you're brand new here. And so you have the ability, if you want to go into the extended, you can. Let's first pull the cards, and then I'll tell you how to get to the extended if you're interested. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, so as I was saying, something really does pick up in the month of August. It feels like things begin to move a little quicker. We have the 7 of Swords, and then we have the 8 of Cups in the reverse. Look, it feels like something that maybe you pushed away or you weren't ready for, or I'm not really down for that. Maybe when you were in this comfort zone is something that is boomeranging back to you. I think that the 7 of Swords is giving me this feeling of concealment. It's not something, nobody's lying to you or deceiving you. It's just something they haven't really brought up with you. And maybe because they thought that you felt more comfortable at home, being by yourself, not wanting to go out. You can, if you've been at home for a while, you can actually start to make your friends around you think that you're not really interested. So don't ask Capricorn. Capricorn's not going to go anyway. And although I know that you can be very social, I just don't feel like you feel very social, possibly in the month of July. And I think that's going to change in August, because I think something's coming up that you don't see. Somebody is coming back round, and I don't feel like this is a romantic thing, to be honest. I feel like it's like a group of people, or let's just double back and ask Capricorn if Capricorn wants to come on the experience with us, on the adventure with us. And I don't think you see it coming, but I think that August ends up moving kind of quick, but it seems more exciting than anything. I'm going to say that it's not a race you're running. It feels like a solid foundation, but things are moving forward in a way that is comfortable, but you just don't see that. I feel like it's going to be because somebody doubles back to check on you and make sure that you're okay. All right, so we have a Tower in the reverse. To me, that is something that is about to be realized. The Judgment card's here. I kind of love that, because something that's about to be realized is maybe I should just take a different path. Maybe I should allow this person who's coming back around, or the situation that's coming back around, because it feels like somebody did disconnect from their friend group or something like that in order to, I don't know, be alone by yourself. Maybe it was a comfort zone thing, but it feels like that's about to change, because you're about to have a realization that, maybe it is time to resurrect that stuff. Maybe it is time to take a different path. The only way you're going to get a different result is if you do something differently. If you would like to come to the extended, we're going to talk about this, all these things here. And if you'd like to come watch me find an outcome for you, I'd be willing to do that. Please look in the pinned comment, which is under every video that I upload. There is a pinned comment under the video. There is a link there for the membership area, which is where I put all of the extendeds that I do on every reading that I extend. And also, if you're interested in a private reading, please know that they are open. I do pre-records, plus I do live reads. So the live reads are on sale right now. And if you're interested in the live reads, please take a look at my timetable and see when you can fit in there. I've really been enjoying those live reads. I've been very busy with them lately. All right, I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back, because I'm always back. Let's go to the extended and see what's going on here. And if you're not there, that's okay, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.